Greetings, this is Michael from Z-Day Productions, and here I am with a little tutorial video I decided to make due to the spread of the COVID-19 and whatnot. I've been trying to keep busy with projects, video challenges with friends, and D&D with friends, and through which I've been doing it online with Roll20, which is something new to me. One, I've never actually played D&D. I've played other role-playing games and whatnot. This is, kind of a quintessential I've never touched before, and now I'm doing it through Roll20. So it's two things I haven't done before. Right now, I'm on my particular game for Roll20, and the map that we have set out is the guild hall for our group, because essentially we're all hired mercenaries here, looking at to take out certain monsters and bring back ingredients for the guild hall for whatever purposes or our own. My character is Slash. He is a musical axe wielding barbarian, or bardbarian. So as you can see here, as I zoom into the character and his appearance, you can see his cool guitar axe, his axe of axes, if you will. These are all custom tokens. Pretty much I made all of them except for Smashly over there. Alright, enough tooting my horn about that. I'm going to show macros. That's what I'm here for. A lot of people ask about the custom macros because when I got into this thing, I found out about you can do custom coding for doing certain things and even adding special effects. And I kind of rabbit holed in doing macros and whatnot to make the game a little more streamlined and neat, at least for myself. So I'm going to share my knowledge with everyone here, and hopefully that it can help you guys out. So when generally you do an attack on here, you have your character sheet in your journal logs here, // there's my character sheet, and I'm told to make an attack. So let's see here. I go to attack, boop, and there it shows up here. It shows the roll for the attack itself, whether it hit. That's up to the storyteller, and they would know what you would need to hit the thing, and the damage you would do if you're doing it. And it shows all the modifiers involved in the damage and hitting based off of your statistics off of your character sheet, which is very convenient. So it does the roll for you. It already knows based on your stats what to add to your roll and your result. It does that for you, and it translates it straight there in the chat for your storyteller to see, and everyone else that is in particular in your group. Now, what you can also do is other things to kind of streamline it, such as macros. Here are my macros here that I've created. So for example, being a tiefling, I innately have the ability to do a Hellish Rebuke. So something damages me, and my character gets so pissed off that he slights the creature and enveloping them in infernal fires, damaging them. So instead of doing the roll, doing the damage, and then the storyteller wouldn't have to know what the AC would be, the save that they would need to take half the damage or full damage, I create a macro that displays all of that. So once I've created the macro, I'll show the macro here. Now this here, this emotes what I'm doing. So this is saying that me, EM, I don't know why it says EM, but that's the code for doing that. So I go EM, so / reaches out, points to target token, so it's going to ask you, who are you pointing this at? What are you doing? So you point to the thing, and it's going to put the name of whatever you're pointing at, and then they became wreathed in hellfire. Now it's going to show a template on the screen here for what you're trying to display. I'm trying to display Hellish Rebuke, so it's going to show that. It's going to show the save needed, so a dex save of this plus charisma, so it's going to show what it's going to need based on those stats there. So it's a base of 8 plus. I think my characters, I forget the specifics of it, plus my charisma modifier, and the damage that it's going to do, 2d10 of fire. And then it's going to add a little effect on the token target that I'm going to point at. So I save it as a token action, save the changes. So when I click on good old slash here, now I've been having fun because we have an NPC character in here by the name of Ragnar. And so I've been testing out all my macros aimed at that, just so when people show up into the game room and whatnot to test out their macros or come into game, they don't see in this chat thing. It's like, why the hell is slash keep targeting and doing crap to me? It's vindictive. I've been telling people, this is like, yeah, no, I'm just testing it on him. So I go click on the Hellish Rebuke, choose the target. Sorry, Ragnar, take one for the team. So it shows Hellish Rebuke, the dex save that they're going to need to jump out of the way, and the damage it does. So I rolled a 10, nice, and a 5. Pretty good. You know, you should average out there. But, you know, I did above average for the fire. But boom! So that worked out really good. I've got one for taking a short rest, which is nice and convenient because it will take into account the dice that you have and how much you want to use out of it. Now, you're still going to have to remove the dices that you use from your character sheet yourself. I haven't found a macro, if there is a macro, that will automatically remove it off of your character sheet. So for my character here, I want to do a short rest. I should put that back for my last game. So I've got 13 hit dice, D12s for healing, for doing short rests. So I'm going to go to my macro here to show you the coding before I do it. Short rest. Boop. So here's the short rest coding here. It shows the same default template, what it is. It's going to come up with a prompt of HP restored. So how much HP is being restored? It's going to ask to spend up to how many of my selected. Oops, I did something there. I did Control Z so it didn't edit. That's what I did. I moved text. So of my hit dice. So it's going to know how much hit dice I have, and it's going to ask, how many of your hit dice are you going to use? And it's going to roll those dice, and it's going to show that's how much HP is restored. Let's see here. Then it's gonna add the Constitution modifiers and whatnot of the healing. So it's gonna add that to the roll. Then it's gonna ask, okay, now what activity are you doing while you're resting? So this is more an RP thing. Is like, are you taking a nap? Are you reading a book? Are you, just staring at the water? Or at the smoke, of the burning cities that you've just created. So things like that. So it shows token action, save changes. Again, click on your token. It's going to show up in here. You can also have it show up down here. I'm not sure, if I can get rid of this and just have the ones down here. Whatever. So I just got that. So anyway, what I do is now I click on the storyteller. Goes, okay, well, you guys do a short rest. I click on short rest. Spend up to 13 healing dice. I want to say I'm going to use. Well, how much life do I have I taken? You make that judgment call. It's like, how much dice do you think you'll need to refill enough health? And will you be needing dice later? So I'm gonna say I was beaten up pretty bad. I want to use 8 of my healing dice because I know I'm gonna fight a big bad soon. So I'll submit that. What am I doing? Bit of a nap and snoring loudly. So submit that. Boop. So now everyone sees. That's how much I rolled there. So I'm rolling 8. 2d12s plus 2 to the result. Health. That's what I will regain. Shows the dice rolls there. Not too bad, not too bad. Healed 67 health. And this is what I'm doing. Taking a bit of a nap and snoring loudly. So everyone sees that. So then you would add that health to your character sheet, and you remove the dice that you used from your character sheet to reflect what you've done. And this, my hat's going all wonky. Alright. So one of the other things I made, this is the biggest one I've been working on here, is my Javelin of Lightning. Joel! My Billy Joel. So, you can go into the compendium and add items to your character sheet, which I found out. So you can just, for example, so I got my character sheet right there. I can go into the compendium and go. It's going to search for it, Javelin of Lightning. You can actually click and drag this to your character sheet. I kind of have it popped out in a separate window because I have a dual screen setup, so it allows me to put this off to the side. So I've got that there while I still have the full screen of what's going on there. So you can just click, drag it. I think I just when I had the screen open off to the side and I just dragged it and put it over there. But once you add it in there, it's going to show up in your equipment automatically, which is really neat. So I want to hit something with my Javelin of Lightning. Go to my character sheet, go pew pew. Does the roll to hit, the range, what it is, the DC needed, and any creature in the path takes lightning damage, save for half, and that's the dexterity save they're going to need. I put blah, blah, blah. That's the description section. Not needed there. I actually put that there just to know where that's going to show up, because if you don't put anything in the description, nothing. That whole field here will not show up at all. It's going to do that much piercing damage, plus that much lightning to the target, and anything in between must make that save or take the full damage of the lightning or half the damage of the lightning, depending on their save. So I thought that was neat, but I had problems with it trying to figure out critical damage and stuff like that. It wasn't doing it properly, and I needed to figure out the coding for that. So I worked with others to figure out the coding needed, and I created this very complicated code. Now, where I got most of this code from, well, that came from my attack. What's really neat about, let's see here, Roll20, is that if you push up, it will put down the last thing that you did through the chat. And there's all that code there. And that represents this. Not the results, but what's needed to be rolled for those results. So I just Control A to copy everything, or you can just select, drag, and copy everything. Right click and copy, or Control C. I'm going to create a macro. Joel2. Paste the macro. Create as a token action. And save it. Now in Joel2, let's see here. So it's going to show all this stuff. You can tweak these things out. I ended up tweaking quite a bunch of it, particularly in the actual Joel, Javelin of Lightning. Let's see. I'm trying to scroll back here to see what I did. Why that's there, I have no idea. It's probably not needed. Let me take a look. No, that should be gone. That's not needed. There. I'm going to save it, go back to it. That's not efficient coding. That is not needed. I think is because I tried putting something else there to fit in for the range. So I wanted to put an image in instead of the range, because it's showing here is the range, well, range that shows up when you throw that ability or that attack. When you're throwing your attack, it's going to show what the range will be, and that's there. But I wanted something different. I wanted a picture. So it's like, I don't want a range, I want a picture. I want a picture, something cool. So I found out that you can embed pictures. So for putting a picture, you put a text thing for picture. I just put X because I don't really care what it's supposed to say. I just embedding the picture. So hold on. That is. Sorry, I'm trying to select the right things here to show. This is what I'm going to need to put a picture. I already created an image. I tried to make it like about 100 pixels wide and whatnot, so it's not going to blow out of the template. Saved it to my imager. Now I want to put that there. This neat little lightning. Something simple. This black little lightning bolt. I had to go online, find an image I want. I rotated it because it was going like a vertical lightning bolt, and I wanted to show like I'm just throwing a lightning bolt. So I put it, turned it 90 degrees, inverted the color because it was white on black. I wanted black on white, and resized the image to 100 pixels in width, and then cropped a little bit too, just to make it a little, just a little skinny to fit in there nicely. And while in there, I grabbed the original GIF link. Yes, I say GIF. Fight me. And I put that in there. That means I should probably put the range somewhere else. So I'll put it in the description. So that's why I had that blah blah. I texted blah blah just to know where it's going to show up. And especially when I wanted to look at the code, I know where to put it. Where did it go? My eyes cannot help me today. There you go. Description. And I put in bold, that's the double asterisk there, range. That's the range. So it does that. So now it's going to do the same coding for throwing the javelin. It's going to do the crits that I need, and it's going to do these neat little effects that I'm throwing down here. So now I'm going to have it say what I'm going to do, add a token. It's going to roll the effects that I'm going to need. It's going to do the effect that I'm going to need. So I'm going to throw this holy beam because it's yellow. The game uses like holy, blood, whatever as the colors. To I guess simplify for the effects that you're going to do. Holy's yellow. There's no lightning bolt effect as of yet, so this is the closest I can get. They just have a beam. So I'm just going to do this beam thing, and then I wanted explosion for when it hits the target. So I've got this bomb effect using the same color, holy, which is again yellow. So it's yellow beam, yellow bomb. So it's going to when I hit the person, and then what I'm going to do afterwards, I raise my mighty hand, to which the bolt of lightning returns and forms back into a javelin. So I save that as a token, as per usual. Save the changes. I'm going to delete that macro effect. I don't know why I closed that. I got to scroll down here. Delete macro. Yep. Get out of here, Joel 2. You're not as good as your older brother, Joel 1. So now I have that macro. I click on slash. I hit Joel, and again, I'm so sorry, Ragnar. Boom. Now, if I look in the text screen, here's what happened. I don't think that would normally hit him, but you've got that neat little animated GIF, Javelin Lightning, the DC save. There's the range in the description. The damage it would do piercing, the damage it would do lightning. And what's great about this is because it's using the same code as it would your character sheet, so if you were to change your advantages and disadvantages, that code will account for that. So I click on advantage, click Joel, apologize to my friend Ragnar here, blast the sucker. Now it shows the the sucky roll compared to the better roll, the lightning effect, the name, the save, the range, damage, and does that all there for you. I'm going to delete that there. Boop, boop. And it shows what my character is doing as I'm doing it. So it's really slick, convenient, looks cool. People are just like, how'd you do that? You're a wizard. Well, I do have the prerequisite beard and knowledge of all things. Or at least I try to learn them on YouTube and with help of others. Particularly, I got the help of One Crit Wonder. Look him up on YouTube. You can also find him on Discord through his YouTube channel. He's been an amazing help for me. I saw his video showing basic macroing and whatnot, and there was a link to his Discord, so I went to his One Crit Wonder on Discord, and immediately he said hi. It was a slow night, and so me and him conversed quite a bit about the coding and what my desired effect were to be for getting that macro. So he showed me how to pick the code from doing an attack, and it would show that code through pressing up on the chat box there, copy it, and then modifying it to my heart's desire, which made things kind of easy, made it nice, because before, when I did my initial macro, which I unfortunately did not save it, well, I didn't really need it, it looked like, well, these templates here. I didn't know that there was different templates, like attack templates. You can find more templates if you search on the Roll20 wikis. It will show you, if you put down the different template names, you're going to have a different appearance for things. But I like this for this is basic for the D&D 5e template. So yeah, that's what I've got. I wouldn't ask me too much in regards to help with macros. I had to seek those of higher knowledge than I to get what I got. I mean, he was impressed with my additions to the code and whatnot, and that I was able to do something like that. This is a little on the advanced side. I thought I would need a pro account or something like that with Roll20 to do stuff like this, but you don't. And you can have some neat looking effects that will show up for everybody and streamline your gaming. So yeah, that's been my tutorial for macroing for Roll20, and have a good night.